turn her totally out. How she be blushing when them canary yellow diamonds to discussion. No, this ain't her being a little stubborn. I spoil her rotten, give her more than she ever wanted. I say,
hold on, we're gonna let this ride for a second. We're gonna let this ride.
I ain't seen the album come on. And buy me diamonds out of Tiffany's, 'cause it ain't tricking if you got it, baby.
Yeah, you know what it is. It's King David, and I'm back with another episode of the Socially Conscious St. Louis podcast. We in here with my homie, my main Damie, my co-host, Rebecca Quarles. How you doing today, baby?
I am doing good.
And y'all can hear that background music, man. This is from an album called Leon's Secret from my homeboy, Justin Larry. We got JL in the building. What's going on, Justin?
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm feeling great. I appreciate you having me on today, man. How you been doing, man? You looking good, man.
Man, I appreciate it. Man, I appreciate it. We're going to turn that down. Man, y'all could go catch that on Google Play, man. I'm going to let that album play in the background. Y'all can catch that on Google Play, man. It's an album called Leon's Secret from my homeboy, Justin Larry, man.
Yup.
That beat is dope.
Brother is a fantastic artist, man. Like, I swear to God, you just meet you just meet interesting people, man. And I actually met Justin on the bus one day, bro. I was coming from work, and dude was telling me about his CD that he had. And I never got a chance to catch back up with the brother because I didn't have cash on me at the time for the donation. But if I did, I would have most definitely had bought the album. Then found out he had a little SoundCloud where he had some real fly acapella, like R&B, hip hop, like just on some Bobby McFerrin, man. If y'all know anything about Bobby McFerrin, man, famous artist, man, that's what this brother kind of reminds me of, like 2.0, you know what I mean?
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man, so we had to get him in the building. I am a fan of the brother's music, and so I had to get him in the building, man. We gonna talk about a whole slew of topics, man, but we're gonna get off into you first, man. Where you from, brother?
Thanks for asking, man. So, I'm originally born in a little town called Monroe, inside of Marianna, Arkansas. So I'm from Arkansas. Got a lot of family down there, but I've been in St. Louis all my life. So St. Louis is home. That's what all it is.
They need hot soda in Arkansas be on point though, and I don't even drink soda no more. But I drink that if we had some.
What you think? What? Yeah, they call it pop down there. They be like, you got pop. Y'all got orange pop.
See, they call it that here too. They call it pop here too.
Oh, okay. I ain't heard nobody say pop. You know, Arkansas.
Hell no, some pop? I ain't never heard nobody in St. Louis say pop.
Me neither.
They doing Kansas. They say pop all day long, and they think something wrong with us because we say soda.
It is something wrong with us, man. Because we the Socially Conscious St. Louis podcast, man. So we on a whole nother level, for real. So, man, so what's going on with your music career, Justin?
Man, you know what? There's a lot of my music career has been a journey in itself. I've been years, probably for the last maybe 10 plus years. I had my first mixtape was Grind Hard. Me and my homeboy put together. He did the art. I just was rapping. My homeboy Gentry Koje recorded all of my music. He and Cali out there with hammering them right now, doing it big. So. And yeah, man, just been pushing the music out. Right now, what's going on with my music? I want to get into children's music. To be honest with you, I'm gonna have this music out here that's online. I'm gonna have to go ahead and get my website back up so everybody get access to it. You can get it off Google Play. You better get it off Amazon, all major outlets online. But as far as my music now, I'm actually working on a song for children. It's a song about battery. It's already wrote, already recorded the rough draft. Actually producing the track, so it'll be my first track I actually put out there. It's gonna be a children's track.
Okay.
Hey.
So what's this children's track gonna like entertain? What kind of knowledge are you gonna be dropping on the kids, or is it just like nursery rhymes, or you trying to teach them some stories?
I'm taking it back to the 101 of the basics of human nature of matter. The song is about matter. Matter. My goal is to teach the children how to manipulate matter. Mind over matter.
I get it.
Appreciate it. So this song is about matter. Solid liquid gas. I got a whole hip hop song. The hook is great. It's great. I'll let you hear a sample of it. Not the finish, but I'm gonna let you get it. You better tell people. Get it. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. Yeah, I'm working on it. To have t-shirts and all that. That's the plan.
Okay. So, are you gonna pursue like the acapella side a little bit more? Because I think that's some of your best work, to be honest with you. Like the children stuff, like I'm all for it, But that acapella, man, there's something about a cat, you know what I'm saying, who can harmonize, who can sing with, no auto tune, no just straight off, on the corner, old school, doo-wopping, but you rap too, so you do your own hooks and stuff. Right. I thought that was some of your best work, man. Are you gonna be pursuing the acapella anymore?
Yes, I'm glad you say that. Yes, I will be pursuing that more. I think that was some of my best work too, because I made that album. Originally, it was a demo. I was broke. I was going off this pure belief in myself. So I made this demo, made the harmony myself. That's where the whole production came in. And I recorded the whole album in about an hour. Because my homie had to go to work, and I had to only have so much money for studio time. So I did what I did. He'll tell you. I recorded this on like an hour. And I did it all, and that was it. So yeah, I want to put more. It's so simple to do. It's the easiest music, and it's feel-good music. Yeah, I will be doing more. Yep, I will be putting more out.
It's a talent, man.
Yeah, I'm glad that you see that talent, because
not everybody has that type of talent. Where like them old school, where you used to have to, like a lot of our old school artists, like the Marvin Gayes and the Whitney Houston, pretty much all of our artists came up out of the church, some form of fashion. And the church, like, you really got to be able to sing and be able to invoke that emotion. And they might have had a drum or a piano, but my church, my personal church within me, came from this experience of going through shit. That's why people, I think, can feel my music. Like that song, They Kick You Hard When You Down. My bad. But I wrote that based on a situation I was going through somewhere with my baby mama. I wrote a lot of songs because of her. But so the harmonizing you hear certain stuff on my voice is because I'm expressing myself with the lyrics and the vibrations. And so I'm glad my music felt like it touched you. A lot of people. I've heard a lot of good stuff about my music. I don't take it egotistically or anything like that. I just keep on doing, what I feel. And, talent, recognize talent. You got a lot of talent too. I told you, bro, you got it as far as talking, communicating, and all that, bro. So, I appreciate you, I appreciate that. And it's funny, y'all, because look, I told y'all episode 1, only reason why I started a podcast is because people told me that I should start a podcast. And it was actually Justin's the one who told me that I should start a podcast or some sort of radio show. And it was originally going to be me and you. But, you scheduled, and, I know you got kids and, the obligations. So, you couldn't do it. But, I'm glad we got you on today.
I appreciate you.
Man, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and move on. We'll get your opinion on some other topics, man. So, have you seen the Black Panther movie?
Yes, I have seen Black Panther movie.
Okay, what is your overall impression of that?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
You're slipping. You're slipping.
Well, hey, my opinion of the Black Panther, I gave it a public 2 black fists down. And I was actually rooting for when the next, when the Come Up to America 2 is coming out, because I want to see Eddie Murphy come back as the king. Zumunda. I'm still representing Zumunda. Y'all don't want I'm from Zumunda.
That's why you get a movie 2 black fists down, brother.
Man, you know what? Damn. And you know what? I could go into it. I'll be mad. They'd probably be mad. I could go into the whole movie. Well, first of all, if you even watch from the beginning of the movie, he jumped out. That the girl said, "Don't freeze." He's like, "I never freeze." We thinking, what? He jumped out on a mission. It had nothing to do with him. He wasn't trying to pursue saving anybody. He did that just to communicate with a girl, and he messed up her whole mission of saving black people. And he was just bullshitting for it, if you think about that mission. Then he go down there, hey, blah blah blah. And I could continue on throughout the whole movie just to break down little stuff, but I wouldn't want Disney coming for me because I plan to do work with Disney one day.
Be careful, brother. You know Disney got that racist infrastructure.
Gee.
I ain't trying to blow up your spot now. Disney a little racist now.
Okay.
But overall, you know, when I seen the movie twice, I thought it was a good movie. I thought the imagery was very exceptional. You know, and not even just like the structures, because the whole city of Wakanda, I see is modeled after the country of Mali, which was the country or the state that King Mansa Musa ruled, you know, back in the day. King Mansa Musa was the richest man in history. He went on travels and he threw off so much gold. I mean, he just gave away so much gold. He literally threw off the Egyptian economy. So the structures in the Black Panther, like Wakanda City, reflect Mali. So I did like that. I did like the fact that they had a different representation of some tribes. Right. You know, they had the ones with the rings around their necks. You know, they had the ones with the plate. You know, the big plate in their lip. You know, they had those. Right. They had the African tribes who looked like they had them dreadlocks, but it looked like they covered in like red clay. They
did well with everything.
So, you know, I definitely see a lot of diversity.
Yeah.
You know, the movie, it was cool. You know, I definitely didn't like it as much the second time around.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get a clearer understanding of what was going on so I can talk about it today. You know, Black Panther is more on the Obama side of the game. He's the Obama character. You know, he has this line in the movie where he said, well, I'm not the leader of the world, I'm the leader of Wakanda. And that's what Barack Obama pretty much said, like, well, I'm the president of the United States of America. I am not the president of you niggas.
Right.
So I kind of seen that. I was like, okay. But I like what the director did. I like what he did because he used some of that Sun Tzu art of war. You know, you got to hit the enemy where they're not. So he used Killmonger, who was actually the bad guy, which more of us
a hero,
is more of the hero than the actual hero. Because the dude, like, look, did you pay for these items when you stole them from my ancestors?
Right.
Huh, little white woman?
Right. I'm teasing.
Oh, tell me about this.
Right.
Oh, no, this came from Wakanda. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Well, you know what? I want to speak on that. I believe everything as far as the artwork, the color schemes, the costumes, everything was great. The thing was, I believe what it was, this is not a movie if you really looking for like a true you know, a black hero type like.
Oh, okay.
Because to me, it's almost. I don't want to say you too much. It's almost the man. I don't know the Mandela effect.
Right. It's gonna pacify. Negro.
Yeah.
You know what? I seen the movie. It definitely didn't put me in a state of mind where I feel like I'm in the Lion King.
Right. And that's what I wanted to be. And that's what
It did not put me in that state of mind.
Yeah.
It did not put me in a coming to America type state of mind.
But it was great. It had juicy moments. It had stuff like it did have a lot of like, you know, art of war for their lost power, stuff you shouldn't violate and all that stuff. Like, it was a good movie. It was just what, you know.
A good movie.
For what
Peter,
they,
all the actors and actresses did a good job. You know, I seen where I feel that the scene where they were battling, and it was the tribe who was the ones who was trusted with, you know, securing the border. They were fighting against the other people because they had sided with Killmonger.
Right.
Now, I kind of feel, based off of my studies, that was sort of a representation of northern Egypt and southern Egypt, like fighting to bring the other back into alignment with what the African principles were. I kind of feel that's what it was. Because dude was all for it, but then, you know, he was like, well, forget it. I think this is the right way. They only killed so many people, which was the ones that they had to kill. Everybody else surrendered, so they just basically fought to get them back into alignment with what we doing. And sometimes you gotta slap your brother upside the head. Hey man, you messing up out here, bro. What is you doing? You know, like I got a young man who kind of look up to me that I just met a few weeks ago. You know, brother's an addict, and you know, just you know, he's a good dude. He just, you know, needs some, you know, he needs some direction. You know what I mean? He needs somebody to kind of help him out. He say I'm a role model. He say I'm his role model. I mean, I don't even know why you wouldn't necessarily consider me a role model per se, but you know, I mean, good dude, man. For someone like that who needs somebody to depend on almost until they can kind of get their footing, the Black Panther movie is not for you because it's not a hero savior movie.
That's what I was expecting.
It's great. It is a great, you know, for
what it is.
What it is. It's great.
Awesome.
It's the gospel for what it is.
Yeah. It was real. It was, you know, a lot of stuff. I think I was mad because it was too real. And the thing is, I think everybody, the way they made the movie, everybody had a different perspective of it. So that actually was good that everybody got different perspectives. So I just had so the movie did what it was supposed to do. You dig what I'm saying? Controversy and everything.
It's cool.
And it's a good movie, man.
But it's still a movie.
Yeah.
Like 1804, the hidden history, that's real.
Right.
When the Asians, you know, defeated all the European powers, as it were, that's real. You know, that's what I would rather teach kids or teach that young man. Like, hey, this is what you're supposed to do, man. You're supposed to be a fighter.
Right.
People be like, well, I don't know how you find the strength to do such and such and such and such. Like, what strength? You just got to do it.
Right.
Either you going to do it or you not. And that's what I be telling dude. Like, look, either you going to do it or you not. Either you going to go look for a job or you not. Either you going to get clean or you not. If you want to stay clean, people like myself will help you stay clean. If you want to go find a job, people will help you find a job. But ain't nobody going to tell you, hey, you need to go look for a job and going to force you to do something that you obviously don't want to do. It's just the way I feel. Overall, Black Panther was cool, man. I give the movie I give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a lot of imagery into it. I'm sure if you look more into the movie, you're going to see a whole lot of hidden messages and stuff. Yeah. A lot of codified messages. I like what the brother did.
They actually inspired a lot of, they got a lot of more black movies coming out now because it's been doing so successful. So we got a lot more black cast movies out there. You know
but who's producing the movie? This is always, who's producing the movie? Who's putting up the money?
Yeah.
Marvel Disney put up the money for Black Panther. It's doing numbers.
Right.
It was sold out.
Right.
It's 2 weeks, two weekends in a row. It's been sold out.
Yeah.
But where's the majority of that money coming to? 50 years down the line, you talking about DVDs, Blu-rays, merchandise, posters, bedspreads.
So the kids are buying the toys now? Like, are they?
Oh, they will.
Oh, they haven't put them out yet?
I'm not sure. I don't have no kids, so you know I don't really. But I would already think that there would already be some Black Panther toys.
You would think? I would hope so.
Considering it's a movie. Yeah. But look at all the money that they're gonna make on the back end. See, black people want to look at what's up on the front end. Mm-hmm. Oh well, look, Justin, we think you're a fantastic artist, and we really like your music. So So look, what we're gonna do, we're gonna give you $1 million, and we're gonna have you under contract for like 5 years. You'll be like, okay, well, I think I'm worth more than $1 million over the course of 5 years. So maybe I need to explore other options.
Right.
Which brings us into Monique, actually. That's the perfect segue into Monique. Considering exploring other options. Justin, have you heard what's been going on with Sister Monique?
Man, I've heard a little bit about her going off on Netflix, and they didn't offer enough money. That's all I really heard, bro.
Okay,
so you can enlighten me on it, because I would love to hear it.
All right, Sister Quarles. Would you care to fill in, Brother Larry, on the situation with Monique, past and present?
Sure. So, what happened was, Netflix was coming out to some comedy clubs, watching her shows. After they watched a couple shows, they sent her some information in regards to her doing a comedy special with them. The deal that they offered on the table was $500,000. They basically asked them, like, well, hey, did you look at my resume? Did you look at Monique's resume? Which is her husband, is her manager, Sydney, which I think is a terrible idea, but I digress. But her husband, said, hey, well, did you look at her resume? Netflix says, well, we don't go off of resumes. We go off of what we anticipate you would do. And they said, well, you paid, Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle $25 million, which honestly they got paid more, but that's not neither here nor there. Her number is 25, whatever. So they said, well, we paid, you paid them $25 million. You're only offering me $500,000. Well, what's the difference? And they said, well, they're legends. And then they say, well, oh, by the way, we consider you a legend too. And then she asked, well, okay, well, what made Amy Schumer different? You guys offered her $11 million, and then she went back and renegotiated, and you guys gave her an additional $2 million. Netflix said, well, she sold out Madison Square Garden twice. She just had a hit movie that just came out this summer, and she's, still touring, and the man is hot for her and this and that. So she first initially came out and did a video on Periscope as well as Instagram and said, hey, my loves, would you stand with me in boycotting Netflix? They only offered me $500,000. They offered Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle $25 million apiece. And they said it was because they're legends, but they also called me a legend. And then you have this woman who they gave her $11 million. She renegotiated for 13, and she said that she wanted us to boycott Netflix for racial bias and gender biases. So that has been the going argument. She's been doing interview after interview after interview after interview. Every interview she's done, people attempt to try to educate her in regards to how, businesses, people like this do business. Monique's been in the game for a long time in regards to her tenure, but she hasn't been as mainstream as Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle. Right. And even though Amy Schumer is a hack, she is a hack. She steals people's jokes. We all know that.
But that's like you mentioned Amy Schumer. That feel like one of them fur balls. You'd be like Amy Schumer.
Literally.
Hack.
Real man.
Tell you, go ahead.
She is legit a hack, and everybody knows in the comedy game she steals people's jokes, but the white people still pay to see her. She ain't funny, but they still pay to see her. Wow. So and because of that, she's relevant. Monique hasn't been that mainstream since Precious.
No, she hasn't.
And this Christmas, which I don't know a lot of people that went to see it. I didn't go see it, but apparently she said that the movie that she did when she did This Christmas and Amy Schumer's movie, that their movie, they came out grossing more money than the movie Amy Schumer did. Okay. So it's like she's doing a comparison of the two. So that's pretty much what the going argument is.
Cool. Hold up. Let me pause you right there. This Christmas. Let's talk about This Christmas.
Yeah, I know. I didn't see that.
I went seeing this Christmas because, you know, moms wanted to go see it. Like, oh, hey, you know, like my mom from the old school, so she see a bunch of black people in a film, you know, they get excited. Oh, it's a bunch of black people in there. Let's go see it.
Let's support.
So I'm like, all right, that's cool. You know, it's not a big deal. It's moms. But as I was watching the movie, I was like, this is a typical dysfunctional black holiday movie. Monique was the auntie who had stardom back in the day, but never could be a front man herself.
Right.
She was always a backup singer for Little Richard, or always a backup singer for Ray Charles.
Right.
But she was the auntie who could never get her own music out there. She's always been a backup singer, so she always wants to try to live this whole glamorous lifestyle. Kind of basically reminds me of Monique in real life. I don't know. Maybe she had some ideas for the script, and she's like, "Oh, I want to add this." And then, you know, Danny Glover, his wife, and then you had the son who was a football player. He had an injury or something or another, and he got addicted to like Vicodin, and then he ended up wrecking the car. And then I think you had like you know, you always got that one bougie sister who went to college, and then you always got that other sister who didn't go to college, that the bougie sister always try to, you know, like get on their head. So that's basically like this Christmas. There's probably a couple more characters, but you could literally take anybody out of that movie and stick any black actor in there, and it would have been the exact same movie.
Yeah. They could have paid me $3 million, and I could have recorded Christmas and Thanksgiving at the Young household. I'm just saying.
You ain't lying about that. You not lying about that. Percy.
Percy.
We ain't gonna get back with Dorothy, Percy. We don't get. No, anyways, that nigga. Yeah, continue. So she went on the Breakfast Club, Becky.
Shoot.
Tell us what happened when she went on the Breakfast Club, please.
Well, she was upset because she saw that Charlamagne the God had given her donkey of the day. The reason why he gave her donkey of the day was because of how she's going about the situation and how she's trying to use racial bias and gender biases, and how she's trying to make people boycott Netflix over something that's not necessarily relevant in regards to her situation with Netflix.
Correct.
He said that at the end of the day, she's not selling out shows. Ain't nobody checking for her like that. So you can't get mad because from a business standpoint, they're saying that, hey, you're technically not relevant right now, so why would we pay you all this money?
Yeah.
She was upset. She was upset by that. So then after that happened, she decided to do some more interviews with some other people. Willa Martin, yada, yada. She went on The View, yada, yada. And even when she went on The View, which I don't watch that show, I just saw a clip of it on YouTube, because I can't watch a show with a whole bunch of women just cackling about nothing. It irritates me. So, but Whoopi Goldberg tried to school her and say, hey, you know, she said, if you would have called me, I would have schooled you and told you that there are certain things contractually that you would have to do this and that. So she went on The Breakfast Club, and she spent a whole hour, in my opinion, disrespecting this man. And she did it in a passive aggressive manner, her and her husband. And it was basically the premise of it was she felt like basically it wasn't fair. She felt like her people she felt like they didn't stand up for her. And she was really there because she had an attitude with Charlamagne the God about the fact that he gave her donkey of the day. And when he told her why, he said, I don't feel like it's fair that you're trying to justify, you know, your cause by why you didn't get paid as much money as you felt like you should have got paid.
Right.
And basically she tried to, how can I put it? She basically tried to relate him to a scene in that movie called Birth of a Nation where the guy walked this woman to Master's house and let Master rape him, and then he came back and got her after Master was done raping him. And literally looked at that brother and told him, you're that brother.
That analogy makes no sense.
At all. Like, I was like, okay, but yeah, she was just doing little, you know, different passive aggressive things. Like, you know, people on the radio know I'm at Charlamagne the God. She went from calling the Charlamagne to Charlemagne. I would be surprised if she didn't call him Charlamagne. Like, she was saying everything else but his name. And then went from calling Shalimar, and then went from that to basically calling him his government name. I would have never knew that Charlamagne the God's legal name was Leonard or Leonard.
Leonard. His name was Leonard. It's like Leonard.
She was doing everything that she could, I feel, to try to bait an argument, her and her husband both. And then after that interview, that's when she went on The View. So it was just like this whole thing. And they were trying to explain to her, like, everybody is saying the same thing. Monique, the deal was a crap deal. The deal was a crap deal because they only paid her $500,000. It was a crap deal. And also, the way the contract of the deal, when she put it out, that Netflix basically told her, like, hey, if you perform this material and it's on our special, you can't perform any of this material for at least 2 years. And after the special was to come out, it was a list of times to where she couldn't do any other stand-ups at all. So they literally had control over her whole career, so to speak.
Slave contract.
Pretty much. So the deal was a crap deal. They're not saying that it's not a crap deal. They're just saying that you're trying to call it racial bias and gender bias, and it's not what it is. Because you can't tell me that it's, in my opinion, you can't tell me that it's racial bias because they paid 2 black men a total of $50 million, so you say. Right. And you can't say that it's gender bias because even though Amy Schumer's a hack, she's still a woman who just happens to be a hack. And they still paid her $13 million. So you can't say that it's gender bias. So it's like this whole, and my last point was her trying to equate what's going on with the Harvey Weinstein victims and how he was sexually assaulting women and stuff like that. You're trying to equate that to your situation and saying that's the same thing that happened to you. And that's not accurate, and it's unfair. And I think that's where Charlamagne the God lost it. He was like, yeah, you're not going to do that. Like, that's not the same thing that you're going through. It just isn't. So, I think it's stupid, personally. I just think it's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, for what she asking for and her reasons, like, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock are legends. They are legends. Chris Rock, to me personally, is a bigger legend than Dave Chappelle, than it's Dave Chappelle. But who knows? Everybody may feel differently. But to ask for what to ask to receive from what they all already accomplished in her argument, I kind of can feel what Charlamagne the God is saying. But he didn't have to. It's that's his job too, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's entertainment business. I know everything is working out for everybody, though. I hope it all work out. How Monique get that money she want. You know what I'm saying? I hope Netflix and them work it all out for them. But yeah, she using a little bit of everything. I think she's using a little bit of everything to push this a little bit, and it may be working for her. She may get that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's gonna work for her. And my opinion is this: if you feel like a company is being racist to you according to your color and your gender, why are you begging for them to pay you more money?
You're right.
Morally and ethically, why would you want to work for a company like that? Why are you begging for the white man to give you some more money? That's how I look at it. And I'm not trying to say everything is based on color. I'm just saying, in this particular situation, the president and CEOs of Netflix is white. Why are you trying to go to the white? Why are you trying to go to people who you claim are racist white people according to your gender and your color and begging them for more money? Because she's like, oh, the deal's going to happen. It's going to happen. How come you just can't do it on your own? Make them want you. You don't have to go to them. Make them come to you with some more money.
Yes, just like the music game. You gotta make yourself hot. That's what it is. It ain't nothing like you hot. You got a few views. We'll give you this 360 deal. You know what I'm saying?
But she feel like based off her tenure in the company and certain things she did, or her tenure in the business, is what allows her to be able to go for it. And I think the piece that either she forgot or she really don't care to remember is, at the end of the day, it is a what Charlamagne the God said, this business is a what have you done for me lately. I look at it as a what have you done for me right now business. Right. Because you have to, like, it's a 24-hour job to stay relevant.
Yeah.
And you don't get paid for it most of the time.
Yeah, you're right.
So, I mean, that's just my opinion on that. Go ahead, David, speak on it.
Well, I could have pulled up, put some respect on it. Monique pulled up, I want to look you in your face, put some respect on it. I ain't going to say it no more. Monique pulled up like Birdman. Oh my God, I love it, man. First of all,
I think she was worse.
Shout out to Shalimar the God for that fantastic
right, Shalimar. She did call him Shalimar.
She called him Charlemagne. She called him Charlemagne.
She was so
First of
disrespectful.
all, she tried to get real uppity. Was like, well, you see, what happens is when Leonard left South Carolina and came up to the big city, New York, he changed his name to Charlemagne. Charlemagne the God. The dude was like, I was Charlemagne in South Carolina. Like I said, he changed his name to Charlemagne the God, and nigga was like, I was Charlemagne the God in South Carolina. There goes your whole argument right there. Just
Right.
bye-bye, just out the window. I told y'all weeks ago what Monique was about, didn't I? Y'all go back and listen to them previous episodes. Y'all be thinking like, oh, Dave speaks so matter-of-factly. Yeah, I do get stuff wrong, but I get a whole lot more stuff right. And I was right about Monique. Monique was on that foolishness. She not popping, and she wants somebody to pay her based off of what she did 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Right.
You want to talk about the Queens of Comedy. The Queens of Comedy wasn't even popping like that.
Nah,
Queens of Comedy wasn't never popping like the Kings of Comedy, and that's no disrespect to the ladies of the Queens of Comedy. We just talking about actual like numbers here.
Right.
Who remembers the Queens of Comedy, nigga? You can name DL, Bernie, Steve, and Cedric. Right. Who can you name off the Queens of Comedy? Adele, Monique.
Right.
Adele, Monique, the lady.
Exactly. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
What's Samora on there? Samora was on the Queens. Yeah, she was there. I just remember that light skin lady, the older one.
It is irrelevant. But like I'm saying, look, Monique, baby, tripping now. Sit down somewhere, or stop listening to Sydney, because they got this weird daddy-daughter, incestuous husband-wife relationship. Like, I don't mind when my woman calls me daddy or poppy or something like that. You know, you make it sound real sexy for a player. You know, I love that, but not all the time. Like, every time you respond to me, you ain't got, oh, daddy, like, that's weird.
That's all she said the whole interview. That's
weird. Sometimes in the bedroom or something, or you want to come on, you know how y'all women do. You come over to your man, you say something real sexy in his ear. You be like, girl, you trying to get this. You better stop playing with me.
Right.
You know, she be, oh, Poppy, I'll be. You better stop playing with me. Fuck around. Right. Know what you want now. You better stop playing. Look. But anyways, man, Monique tripping. She don't have a leg to stand on. Sydney don't have a leg to stand on. And every time Charlemagne asked her or Sydney, like, what have you done this year? Or let's say last year. This year just started. Let's say last year.
Okay.
What did you do in 2017 that justifies you getting paid what Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, and Amy Schumer get? And she always, well, I did Queens of Comedy and I did Precious and this Christmas.
Right.
Like, no. Dave Chappelle sold out Radio City Music Hall. Right. He did a bunch of other sold out shows. Right. He got 3 Netflix deals. Right. Chris Rock was selling out shows all over the world. He was already in a tour when Netflix offered him however many millions of dollars to do a special. Right. And then there's Amy Schumer. She's white. That goes without saying. You know what I mean? What's said don't need to be explained, so we don't need to go in on Amy Schumer. But, I mean, Monique just don't have it. And she's never had it like that. Monique could never sell out Madison Square Garden by herself. She's not the type of crossover comedian. Personally, I never thought she was that funny. That's no disrespect to Monique. I think she's a good actress. Although I will say that her holding Precious over the heads of people, I think is really, really shallow of her. I think it's really shallow of her. And I'll tell you why. Precious was probably the ultimate disrespectful, negative, stereotypical black negative movie. And Monique got an Oscar for playing the worst mother in the world. Probably the worst human being in the world. On Precious. And I got an Oscar for playing a raggedy bitch.
Right.
Yeah, I know a lot of them in the hood.
Like, at least Denzel did a fantastic job at being a bad guy. Like, the first time dude ever played a bad guy. Like, yeah, he could have got an Oscar for Malcolm X and, you know, a whole lot of other movies. But, you know, that's not our institution, so it is what it is. But she wants to hold that Oscar of the Precious, like, hey, Precious, like, that's nothing good.
Right.
And then he wants to throw Will Packer. She wants to throw Will Packer under the bus. Will Packer helped you out. And then she keeps talking about he promised me a 3-4 movie deal. He promised me. Tough luck. People can promise you whatever, but unless you have something on paper or you have something to hold them accountable for their words, it don't mean nothing.
Right.
I could tell you, be like, hey, Rebecca, I promised to take you out for your birthday, and then I don't do it. You know what I mean? I can promise you whatever. That don't mean it's gonna come true. And then maybe if Monique hadn't have been such a bitch, if Monique hadn't have been such an a-hole, then she probably would not be whitelisted or blacklisted, whatever you want to call it. You know, we call it whitelisted because the white people, but in the legal language of the law, black is, okay, anyways, that's a whole nother conversation for another legal language of the law. But Monique tripping. She gonna compare Will Packer to Harvey Weinstein. She compared Will Packer to Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein was out here raping hoes left and right. And everybody knew. Everybody knew. You can't tell me that didn't nobody know, because everybody knew.
Right.
It wasn't that big of a secret because he felt untouchable. How can you compare one of the very few black directors who actually puts black people in his movies to Harvey Weinstein? Because you mad. You want to throw salt on another nigga name because you mad. You blew up. Oh, well, Justin, he blew up. He promised to take me with him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Justin was trying to take you with him. Maybe you didn't want that handout. Maybe you was feeling some type of way about something. But if you go back and look at the facts, 9 times out of 10, most people who do make it on is like, look, bro, I did try to help you, but I had to change. They'd be like, oh, well, you changed. Why don't change? I'm supposed to change. I don't care if I'm broke, you're supposed to change. You're supposed to want to get better. Broke,
everything,
rich, whatever.
Everything should grow and evolve and reach some type of evolution at some point. Like, if you can't be the same way you were, or the same person that you were when you were in high school, because the older you get, your values change, your opinions change, your priorities change, life changes. Even if you're single by yourself, things still change. And if you are the same way that you were, same things that you were doing when you was in high school, that's like somebody I cannot talk to, because I can't even have an educated conversation with. If I wanted to, I couldn't have an educated conversation with. I believe that everything should want to grow, change, and evolve. And that's a daily thing. That's a yearly thing. I think it is, personally.
Change is like water. There's 2 things that happens with water. Either you could float with the current, or you're eventually going to get eroded away by it. You know, you can go with the flow, or you could go further on down that stream, and you could try to see what's further down. You know what I mean? It's like beavers. I was watching this National Geographic thing about beavers, and during the dry season, they have like 3 or 4 or 5 dams set up along the river. And when the dry season comes, they pack up and they move further down the river, hoping that one of their dams that's further down still has, because you know they need like water. They need like water, a pond to survive. And so they go further down the river and they find something. If they stay in that dam where all the water and stuff is dried up, then they're gonna die. So water is just like that. You could be a stone, and even the largest boulder with enough time will be eroded and washed away by water. Or you can go float down the stream and see what's next. If you're too scared to see what's next, then I can't help you. I'm not finna save all you black people. I'm going to save those who want to be saved. And everybody else can come around when they get ready. But we at a dire time, man. You can't save everybody.
Right.
Why would you even want to save everybody? Because the same people you save are some of the same people that stab you in the back. You can see what type of dude Kevin Hart is. Kevin Hart, all his people eat. All his people eat. And then you can look at somebody like Diddy. Most of Diddy artists fell off in jail, dead. Yeah, Diddy himself is getting all type of money, but the people surrounding Diddy, not, you know what I mean, they not really flourishing like that. That's just the difference. But Monique is out of line, calling that man all type of Charlemagne and Leonard, Leonard. That's just out of pocket. It's out of pocket. And then you can't answer a question. If I ask you a simple question, what time is it? It's 5:55 p.m. You ain't be like, hey, what time is it? Well, you see, brother, the sky is blue, and blue skies and rainbows. You be like, what the hell is you talking about? That ain't got nothing to do with what I just asked you. They like, so what can you prove to us, to the world, that you deserve what Dave Chappelle's getting based off of your work in 2017? Well, you see, Charlemagne, what I did back in 1982 at the high school musical in South Compton. I don't even know if she's from Compton. In South Compton, you know, you're like, that ain't got nothing to do with right now.
Right.
Oh, well, you see, brother, it's the Illuminati and the white man who was trying to keep me away from this stand-up special to Netflix. And then here's the kicker. Here's what really gets me. They didn't even make a counteroffer. They didn't even make a counteroffer. Because at first, because Charlemagne asked her, like, did you make a counteroffer? And Monique was like, yes, we made a counteroffer. And Sydney, her husband, was like, no, we didn't make a counteroffer. Actually, when we got the Netflix deal, we told Netflix that wasn't enough. And so they asked us, like, well, what type of figure do you feel comfortable with, basically? Like, what type of number are you looking for? And I told him something more than that, and they basically hung up the phone. So basically, Netflix don't even want to deal with you. They call them up like, hey, Justin, what type of figures are you? Oh, okay, $500,000 is not enough. What type of figures are you looking for? Well, something more than what I'm getting. Oh, okay, click. You own that bull. And for her husband, not to even have a figure in his mind of what he feels Monique is worth, says a whole lot about their relationship. He don't even have faith in the woman that he's managing and married to. You don't even have a definitive number in your head. Monique was worth $1 million, and here's the facts to prove that. Oh, okay. All right. What have you done for me lately? What you do for me yesterday? Just because I was friends with you a year ago, 6 months ago, don't mean I'm friends with you now. It's cats that I was friends with last year, who I'm no longer friends with. It happens. You gotta grow. You gotta move on. You gotta change.
It seems like her and her husband are out of sync because at first she said that, oh, well, we counter offered. And then her husband was like, well, we didn't. So it's kind of like they're it just seems to me, it seems like they're out of sync. But also, like, I just going about it in regard to, and this is my last piece on that, like, for me, she tried to say, well, because Charlamagne the God gave me Donkey today, and because he don't support me in boycotting Netflix, you're going to say, oh, well, you're spewing poison across the airwaves, and you don't care, nor do you support black women.
Right.
And you don't care or support your black sister views or opinions, and you don't stand behind us. And it's like that has nothing to do with anything. I just feel like she playing too much of the victim on the situation.
I'm surprised because I you know what? I don't think Monique has had time to see Black Panther yet. Because if she did, she would have most assuredly compared Charlamagne to Killmonger.
Probably.
Because, you know, Killmonger killed his little jump off in the movie.
No, I don't know, but I do now.
Well, Justin knows because he's seen the movie. But, yeah, he killed his little jump off band in the movie. And all of the fake pretend feminists was like, oh my God, look at that. They hate women and they hate black women and blah, 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 blah. Oh, he shot his girlfriend. How does he shoot his girlfriend? Look, there was a message the brother was trying to send for you African-American women. Mm-hmm. If you get yourself in a predicament to where you will sacrifice the mission because you get caught, you are expendable. You're a liability. You're no longer an asset. She became a liability when she let her guard down and got captured by the white dude. Now, had she been on her guard, she would not have got captured. So she became a liability. The easiest way out of the situation to fulfill his mission was to get to Wakanda and sit on the throne. His mission was to get to Wakanda, sit on that throne. She got to go and he got to go. Boom. He in shock. Oh my God, I can't believe he just shot his own girlfriend. Which he was probably just using her anyways. You know how it go. He was probably just using her because she had the computer skills. That's what I think.
Yeah, dude.
She got captured. You gotta go. Sorry, babe. If we in Freddy versus Jason and you get captured, I'm not coming back for you. I'm letting you know. If you want to be like the white people, you want to be like the white people and go investigate those strange noises, the opposite direction of where I'm going, then I can't help you. Baby, we need to get up out of here. When I tell you, hey, baby, we need to get out of here. Oh, no, I think we need to go investigate. Well, you go investigate. I'm getting out of here.
Right. Yeah.
Just joking, y'all. Just joking. Kind of serious, though. If you become a liability, like, it's hard enough being a black man as it is. And, of course, you want to date a black woman, especially doing what we do, you know, being socially conscious and all of that, you know, being pro-black woman who is an asset, not a liability. You know, Amy Garvey, well, both Amy Garveys were assets to Marcus Messiah Garvey. You know, Beretta was an asset to Martin. Betty was an asset to Malcolm. That's the type of stuff that I am talking about, especially me. You know, I'm looking for a Betty Shabazz type. Somebody that's gonna hold me down. I need you to be an asset. Like going back to that Terry Crews situation. Yeah, you notice how Terry Crews had that little 15 minutes of fame because he claimed old dude grabbed his genitals and then he just faded back off into obscurity. But that type of situation, your gal need to have your back.
Yeah. Right. That's exactly what
I feel about that.
Single right now. Like,
hey, you and me both, man.
Yeah.
Y'all hear that, ladies?
So, Justin, what would you do if you were at a meeting? What would you do if you were at a party and you with your girl and this white man just walk up to you and grab you by your genitals? Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening for the rest of the question.
No, that was it.
I don't know, man. You know, Justin a big guy.
Nah, I mean,
I said, what would you do? You want to go to a party and you with your wife or your spouse, and y'all talking good at the party. Some white man just come up, start chatting with you. He just grab you by your neck.
I'm gonna look at him crazy, but I'm gonna let him know, hey, I'm not gay, and you. I hit me with that. Yeah, I hit me with that. I don't wanna. I'm gonna be upset, but I'm gonna let him know, like, bro, I'm not gonna fight the man based on he thinking. Whatever you think, I mean,
but that's sexual harassment.
I can respect that.
I mean,
if that was a woman and a man came up and grabbed a woman, other than Donald Trump, just grabbed a woman by her pussy, they would consider that sexual harassment. You violated her space, her person.
Right.
If you violate my space and my person, just know that Smith & Wesson might come out and you might catch a couple bullets in your ass.
Right.
You violated my space and my person. I don't know what you was trying to do. I was in fear for my life. He was a white identity extremist. I had to do it. I was in fear. He was alt-right, I swear. I seen an alt-right tattoo. I think I seen one. Wow. Oh my God, it was like a baby holding on Hulk Hogan's arm. I was in fear for my life. He had to go. He grabbed my genitals. Oh my God.
Good luck with that, brother.
Sounds good, don't it?
I'm like, good luck with that, brother.
In theory, it sounds good. It worked for Darren Wilson. I felt like a baby holding on to Hulk Hogan's arm.
That's a lie. I was at Quick Trip that day. That's a lie.
Right.
Right there off of West Florissant.
Yeah, you know it's no longer there. It's what's right there.
Yeah, I know. It's burned down. Did they build something else?
Urban League or something. Urban League or.
I'll say they did build something right there.
Yeah, they did. I guess after that, Quick Trip was like, no. But then again, Quick Trip built that other one, that nice new one down the street. So it was like, nah. It was like, nah, we're not going back in the heart of Ferguson. We're going up there by the highway, so when the police come, they can just get right off the highway.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's cool, man. Shout out to Quick Trip, 24 hours.
Right.
Man, look, that's what I would do. If I had the money, I would buy a Quick Trip. I would straight go in I would straight get some brothers and some sisters and go in on a Quick Trip and put it right in the middle of the north side. You know how much money we could make by putting a Quick Trip on the north side. Probably shouldn't say this on the podcast because next thing you know, I'm going to see a sign up by Calvary Cemetery. Coming soon. Quick Trip. You're like, oh, okay. All right. Thanks for stealing my idea. Right. But anyways,
it ain't hard to invest in one.
Nigga, put a Quick Trip up on Natural Bridge. Over there by like Natural Bridge and Newstead. Man, you make a kill. I'm talking about a
That's
big quick trip
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
One that
man.
got like 16 pumps. I need me a big boy. 24 hours, had the police and security at your joint. Oh yeah.
I'm surprised they ain't put one on Natural Bridge Kings Highway yet. That's what I'm surprised about.
Man, there ain't no room in Natural Bridge
Or
Kings.
Natural Bridge and Union.
Ain't no room in Natural Bridge and Union either. That's why I say like Natural Bridge. That's why I say Natural Bridge and what's that? Natural Bridge, not Newstead. Natural Bridge. Yeah, Natural Bridge and Newstead. That old shell right there used to be that shell right by the park. Ain't that Newstead?
That shell gone now?
Yeah, that shell gone. That shell gone.
Natural Bridge and Newstead is like when I think
That's
Natural
where
Bridge and
Commerce
Newstead,
Bank
I'm
at
thinking
on
the
Newstead.
library.
Okay,
Commerce Bank, the library.
no. Not that far. No, not that far.
Chinaman down the street.
No, Natural Bridge, like you know when you going east on Natural Bridge, you got their rallies on your left hand side, then you got their liquor store, and then you go further down where that shell used to be at.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, I know
And then
exactly
you
what you're
got that
talking
little
about.
park right there. That little spot right there would be perfect for a 24-hour gas station.
That would be.
Yeah.
That would be.
Yeah.
Walk in. Look, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna invest stock in Quick Trip. Everybody invest stock in Quick Trip right now. Go do it.
It ain't hard to. They corporate office right down the street from me.
Man, Rebecca, I'm gonna need you to put 10 on some Quick Trip stock for me. And I want to know, do I get a whole stock or do I get 9/10 for stock? Let me see. That's right. But anyways, back to Monique sort of situation. You know, Viola Davis did an interview pretty recently, and she kind of reaffirmed some of the things that Monique was saying. She was saying that as an actress in Hollywood, she doesn't get paid what she should be getting paid. Her resume, present and past, is equal to that of like a Meryl Streep or someone who's really decorated, who's done a number of movies and TV shows.
Right.
She talks about the discrimination of being a black actress in Hollywood because you don't get paid your just dues. Do you think there's a difference between Viola Davis and Monique based off of the racial inequality? Is there a difference between Monique's situation and Viola Davis?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've heard a little bit about it, but I would say no, it's no difference because we all go through same racial situations anyway. We always gonna be paid less because we are black. We always gonna get a certain treatment because we are black. It's always gonna be the same at the end of the day. I mean, it could be even Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. They're gonna get treated different than somebody else because of that. So at the end of the day, we black. Don't matter if you paid or not. So yeah, I agree. They probably get the same situation.
Becky?
Yes and no. The only specific reason why I say no is because what's happening to Monique at Netflix is not racial inequality or anything like that. But as far as jobs in this country, period, not just in Hollywood, there is a difference in pay. It is. It's a difference in pay. It's a difference in how you are treated because you're black. It's a difference in how you're treated because you are a black man versus a white man or a white woman. It's a difference in pay and treatment, inequality. As far as because I experienced that on my job. I'm always at somebody's company where I'm always the one that has to go against the grain, and not because I'm doing it for attention, but because one, I'm strong enough to handle it, and two, you just can't say anything you want to say to me and be like, okay, I'm cool with that. Yes, sir.
You're an uppity Negro.
I've never been that kind of person.
You're an uppity Negro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about it's amazing how the way things have changed in regards to how people try to cover up racism. Like, they used to just be like, nigger, we're not going to hire you. Then they went to, we're not hiring. Then it graduated to, the way that you're sitting in your chair is considered hostile and negative.
Uppity Negro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like,
if you're just sitting, and that's a black person sitting straight up in a chair, giving a white person eye contact, hands folded on the desk. Shut up, nigga. And they saying that you are hostile and negative. That's what they say. So, like, I'll say this, and that was one of my own personal experiences. You know what I mean? Like, I understand what they mean. I do believe the Netflix situation has nothing to do with race or gender bias. But there is race and gender and biases and inequality in this country in regards to women and men of color. Period. It just is.
Well. Preach, Rebecca. Go give us a message, baby.
You know, somebody called me an oracle yesterday. She keeps calling me an oracle, and I was like, okay, you say so.
I think it's the Folaks you got.
Maybe.
Miss Cleo-esque.
No.
Call me now for your free reading.
I don't do none of that.
Yeah, you know what? I definitely agree. There's racial inequality, racial bias. I've experienced that myself on more than one occasion. You know, I'm not going to get into it, but you know, my experiences mold me and shape me into who I am. So I'm glad my mistakes and non-mistakes. I'm glad for it all because you know, all of my experience made me who I was. Racial, non-racial, you know. If I hadn't been on that bus that day, I would have never met you. You know, we probably would have never crossed paths. If I had not went to Job Corps, then I would have never met Rebecca. So, you know, I could have chose to stay and graduate from Hazelwood Central. But I didn't, and because of that, my life shifted. And, you know, but as far as Viola Davis, I love Viola Davis. She is a beautiful, beautiful, dark-skinned black woman. I find Viola very attractive. I just had to put it out there because she is a fine, dark cougar, if I do say myself. And I do. Hi, Viola. But anyway, Viola is a fantastic actress with a resume a mile long.
Right.
But here's the difference. She's a current working actress.
Right.
That is correct.
Monique isn't current. She's neither a current actress nor a current comedian. I mean, I'm sure she's doing shows, and you know she could probably sell out a club of 100 people, 200 people maybe. But outside of a venue of a couple hundred people, ain't nobody really checking for Monique like that.
Right.
So you don't deserve to get that type of money based off of your resume.
Right. Viola
Davis is still on like what is that? How to Get Away with Murder? That's still like number one drama, one of the number one dramas on primetime television.
Right.
She's current working. She's current. You know, like. She has a draw that Monique does not have, and I've never actually heard anything negative about her. So you know, reputation is everything. Reputation precedes people. My reputation's pretty good. The word's gotten out about the podcast, and there's some other folk who want to try to get in and you know what I'm saying and chop up the business with us. You know, Goose the Great, Brother Justin just the first of many. You know, definitely want to have you back on somewhere down the line, brother. Definitely will not be the last time, but I think Monique just don't want to go back. She don't want to humble herself. Like you get to such a point where you like up here, and you was up here 15 years ago. You are no longer up here. Eventually, Andre the Giant had to realize that it's time to pass the torch, and he passed it to Hulk Hogan. Eventually, the Undertaker realized it's time to sit down. Eventually, The Rock realized it's time for me to get out of wrestling and start getting into some more acting. You know, even like Stone Cold, if you ever listen to his podcast, he sometimes talks about how it was such a rush for him to go out there and hear 100,000 people like cheering for you. They call it like pop. When your music hits and you first exit out the back, you hear that pop and people are cheering for you. And he like when you leave that, you know, it does something to you because you get so addicted to that applause and that fanfare that people give you that when you step away from the wrestling business, it kind of messes with you. So it gets to a certain point where you got to realize, like, hey, I'm no longer up here. That's not to say that you cannot get back up there. But, you know, if you know you ain't worked out for 6 months, you got to go back on the bench press and start back with the 25s. You can't do the 45s like you did, you know. You got to go back to the 25 and work your way back up. You know, you got to start hitting the treadmill and working your way back up to where you can jog a minute and then slowly a minute and a half and 2 minutes. And Monique just refuses to humble herself and come back down to earth, work the circuits, man, work on your material, you know, get you some stuff to talk about, and then work your way back up to the point where people are looking forward to seeing you. And then you could go back to the negotiation table if you want.
I agree.
Like, hey, I got this special. It's already filmed. All I need you to do is distribute. If people are already booking you,
line on her tenure.
Let's say Dirty ENT want to hire you. They want to put you on their roster. But Nelly only want to pay you X amount of dollars. You'll be like, oh, I appreciate that offer, but I'm gonna have to respectfully decline. You go out, you put out some new music, you start hitting the shows, you know, you're on the radio station, you getting the buzz, and then you go back to the table. Okay, Nelly, this is what I did outside of a label. Or it don't have to be Nelly, it can be anybody. This is what I did outside of a label. Now, what can you offer me based off of what I brought you here? I already got fans, I got an internet following, I got shows lined up, I got merchandise I'm selling. So what can you offer me based off of what I already have going? I'm not cold. Mm-hmm. You don't have to work to get me hot. I'm already hot. All you got to do is just throw the steak on the grill. It's already hot. All I need you to do is put a steak on that mug and let me do my thing. But what can you offer me? Monique don't want to do that. You got to humble yourself, man. You got to go back to your roots. Reminds me of Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. With matter of fact, Monique was in there. It was Monique, Michael Clark Duncan, Martin was in there. It was a good movie. Basically, yeah, it's a good movie. Basically, Martin grew up being teased by his brothers and sisters, and he grew up to become like this big Dr. Phil almost type figure on television, even to the point where he kind of changed his name from Roscoe to like R.J. Stevens, and he had this fake like Survivor chick who was just all about like ratings and TV, and you know, he ends up having to go back home, and him being back home with his people gave him a reality check like, hey bro, this is not who you is. You not no R.J. Stevens. That's fake. That's for TV. Then you Roscoe down here. He had to get that reality check. That's what Monique needs. She needs a reality check, and then she needs to stop listening to her husband, because it's clear this dude have no business sense. None.
Man, he's killing her career. Killing it.
None. If your own manager cannot even give a solid number of what he feels that you bring to the table, then you are in trouble. You got to be able to say, nigga, if you paying me to do a floor job, I say, nigga, I'm worth $16 an hour off the tops. That's what I'm offering. That's what I'm worth, $16 an hour to start doing your floor. If you want me to work for your company, am I going to get that from a company? No. But I know my worth. is what it is. Anybody else got anything they want to add? Speak now. Forever hold your peace.
Appreciate y'all having me on the show. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. I feel kind of like, I don't know. I guess I do gotta do my homework into the whole black social thing, man. I guess whatever I be feeling like, you know, I'm into all kinds of different. You know what I'm saying?
It's dependent. Not necessarily. I mean, the only reason why Monique is even so mainstream at this particular point is because she's talking about a company that everybody uses. Because before this, nobody was worried about nothing that she was talking about outside of what she did last year with Lee Daniels and Oprah and Tyler Perry, and nobody really cared about that.
Yeah. you know, you don't necessarily have to be like so-called woke or conscious to get on. And I mean, this is just strictly business. It's just that, you know, like Neely Fuller says, that white supremacy dominates all areas of life. So it's just so happened that racism is involved, but in this situation, racism is not the main motivating factor. It's business. And the business is, she's not hot. So you're not going to get the money that Dave Chappelle going to get, because Dave Chappelle's hot. His name alone will sell out arenas, Dave Chappelle. You're like, oh, that's Dave Chappelle. I got to go see it. It's Kevin Hart. You don't know what Kevin Hart talking about. But if you see Kevin Hart coming to the Savage Center downtown, you like, oh, that's Kevin Hart. I'm finna go see Kevin Hart. Monique coming downtown at the Peabody Opera House. Niggas gonna be like,
Relevant is when you somebody like Kevin on stage and you both of your comedy tours are on the same date in the same city, which recently just happened, and both of their shows still sold out.
Right, I understand.
It was in business because Kevin Hart was in. So, I mean, honestly, you don't really need to do research about that stuff. The only reason why people talk about it now is because of Netflix, to be honest with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of relevance, how long, did I ask you how long you've been doing music for?
Yeah. You asked me that before first? I thought you asked me what I've been working on at the time with the music.
No, I'm not sure, because, you know, I wanted to get on Lupe Fiasco, and Lupe came out, and he basically did an interview, which Lupe's kind of been a recluse for the last couple of years, but he came out in the interview, and he said that he said that Kendrick Lamar is not a top-tier lyricist. And his main reasoning behind that, he basically says, like, Kendrick is a great storyteller, but as far as like a top-tier lyricist, he doesn't put him in a category of like a Rakim or like a Black Thought. You know, that pure, like, unadulterated, like, real, just straight, just bars. Bars. So, you know, as a music head, you know, as an artist yourself, how do you feel about that? Do you feel that Kendrick is a top-tier lyricist? Or, like, is he just a, like, lyricist storyteller? You know, is he a great storyteller lyricist? Or do you think that Kendrick has that real, like, pure hip-hop inside of him?
Well, first, to answer my question with the music, like, I've been doing it seriously for the last, so what am I saying? So I would say, hold on, let me see. Been doing about 14 years, the music, maybe a little bit. I mean, not really out here doing it for real, but taking it serious, shit, last 10 years, shit, I've been writing music for the longest and stuff. To be for real about my whole music career, I've sold a lot of mixtapes and music around St. Louis. I've sold it all around East St. Louis, Cahokia. I've been all over the place. I've been, that's when I was more of a ride around in my vehicle, so I'm just selling them, go and get my CDs, go out here. But, you know, everybody go through shit. Eventually, I got my stuff suspended. So, you know, my license suspended, I was in the damn, but nah, the car, me and my girlfriend broke up for a while, that's what it was. And the car I had, she kind of wanted to take the keys and all that. It was going through stuff, so I just ended up back on the goddamn, but on the bus. It's been a long time.
Right. It happened.
Yeah, so, you know, that's why I'm, you know, I was jail gutter back in the days. I was Big B Long, Rollo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of people know my music all over St. Louis and stuff. So I've been all around. You know, a lot of barbershops, all that. Show me a lot of love. So,
what's up, man?
Yeah. But as far as with Lupe and all that, Kendrick Lamar and all that stuff, I mean, for him to say that, I put Lupe in my top 3, so I kind of understand, but what he's saying. But Kendrick Lamar. I mean, Kendrick say a lot of, I don't know. Kendrick is great. What he do for him to do what for him to say, that's you know, it was over the top. I believe it was over the top. But Lupe is one of the great. Like I said, he's in my top 3. Kendrick not in my top.
I love Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah, but Kendrick he said a lot of industry stuff. He more of an industry person, but Lupe is too. You know what I'm saying? But you know, everybody gotta say what they say. But I think Lupe, as far as lyrically, I go with Lupe. Like just based on stuff I heard him saying in general. Like it ain't gotta be the newest, but stuff he said in general. But Kendrick, I like Kendrick, but he ain't in my top. You know, but I mess with Kendrick.
Right. Becky, what you think? Is K-Dot a top tier lyricist? Yes or no?
Is who?
K-Dot a top tier lyricist?
I think he is for this generation. And I don't take anything from their brother's success because the boy is good. It is what it is.
Right.
Now, as far as I am concerned, no. I would put him if I had a top 20, I would put him in my top 20. But I wouldn't put him in my top 10 because I'm more old school rap, stuff like that.
Right.
I'm into like mumble rap and all that. And don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying that Kendrick Lamar is a mumble rapper because I have yet to hear him mumble at all.
Right.
But I do believe, as far as him being relevant to the generation here, like the generation right now, he's a top 10 lyricist to them, just not for me. It doesn't take away anything that he's done. Because the boy has a successful career, period. Like, regardless of what. Right. I mean, he did didn't he do the whole Black Panther soundtrack? Or one of them?
Yeah, for the most part.
I haven't heard. I got to hear it.
For the most part.
I was listening to some of it on YouTube. It was alright. The beats was dope, but it ain't me. But
yeah, he says he doesn't see Kendrick Lamar as a top tier lyricist in terms of punchlines and bars.
He also said that his song "All the Stars," where here it is, "All the Stars" artwork is too similar to his "Drug Is Like" cover.
Right.
So.
And there's some other stuff too, like playing your album backwards. Because the Tetsuo and Youth album that Lupe did is designed to be played forwards and backwards. Lupe has came out kind of saying like, hey, it's too many familiarities between me and Kendrick. Just the fact that Kendrick has Kung Fu Kenny as an alter ego. Lupe had, I think the Robot was his alter ego. Then Kendrick, he's taking shots at him. He says no matter how far you go, you will reflect me.
Yeah.
And as far as a top tier lyricist in terms of punchlines and bars, Lupe Fiasco is absolutely correct.
Right.
K-Dot is a wonderful storyteller.
Right.
K-Dot is more from the school of not Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick. He more come from the school of Slick Rick, Biggie. He's a fantastic storyteller.
Right.
I love that. But as far as like straight like bars and punchlines, you cannot compare it to Lupe.
Nah, you can't.
Lupe is a beast.
Right.
Like this nigga, Lupe's the nigga is so smart. His raps are like so crazy. He got a song where he talking about like sacred geometry. He talking about, you and me, something like you and me look like we could be sacred geometry. Lupe is so crazy. He got a song called Deliver. And the whole song is talking about how the pizza man won't come to the hood and deliver pizza no more. Lupe is dope. Lupe was the first nigga that had niggas on skateboards.
Right.
Kick Push back in like 05, 06.
Yeah. And that was more like a storytelling. Lupe is great.
Lupe, don't get me wrong, Lupe can tell a great story when he wants to.
When he wants, yeah.
Because he got a song called Cold War, which is pretty good, where he talks about his brother's passing. And he talks about, he's like, yeah, it's a cold day at the mosque on 96 and 3rd. You know, he talking about he had glasses on so people couldn't see him cry because his brother had passed. You know, Daydreaming with Hill and Jill Scott was fantastic. He crazy. But would I be able to put like Kendrick on a track like Black Thought and just rhyme? Just like, nigga, just rhyme, freestyle, straight off the top of the dome. If I was to compare him and Lupe side by side, there's no comparison. Lupe would kill Kendrick.
Right.
Lupe comes from the school of like Rakim. Rakim, if there was no Rakim, there would have never been no Lupe Fiasco, no Eminem. Hell, Rakim changed the face of hip hop by taking people into a whole world of thought with their lyrics. You know, Rakim is crazy, you know, thinking of a master plan, because ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands. So I reach into my pocket, all I got is lint. You know, Rakim is crazy. I fuck with him, you know. Look, no disrespect to K-Dot. I like K-Dot. He's raw. You know, I don't think he's the greatest artist. I think he's more popular because of the selection of music that we have to choose from. Because it seems to me all the music sound like like, what is you about?
Right.
Whipping the bird kitchen, nigga. What?
Right.
Come on, man. At least put some effort into what you saying, bro. Nobody say you can't rap about selling dope, man, but at least put some metaphors, put some game or something in there, bro. Like, what are you doing? And for all of those people who say that the Migos started the staccato style, that is false. Migos did not start the staccato style. That was taken from Lord Infamous of not DJ Paul, but Lord Infamous of 3 6 Mafia. Rest in peace. He started that style. He started the staccato rap style back in the day. You listen to all his old songs like Where's the Bud, the B, the U, the D. We ballin', marijuana. We rollin'. Man, that was him. That was Lord Infamous. So, no disrespect to Migos. Get your money. I like some of Migos songs. Just off of the turn up. Just off of the turn up. If I'm looking for lyricism, then I need to go look up a Black Thought freestyle. Black Thought straight went in on Funkmaster Flex's show, freestyle for 10 minutes straight. That's what I'm talking about. You be like, almost brings a tear to your eye. You be like, that's real hip hop. You be like, this is hip hop over here. No, that is rap. That is rap. Y'all just rhyming. Like Big Daddy Kane said, Dr. Seuss could be considered a rapper. If you rhyme cat with hat, you could be a rapper.
Bring eggs and ham side of the game.
Right. But the Migos can't do that. They can't even freestyle. They freestyle so horrible, it make my head hurt. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what the hell?
Do y'all want to have some music? Y'all want to have good? All right.
Oh, man. I heard one of their freestyles, man. It was just off the chain. I was just like, 15 seconds in, like I felt like my brain just sort of turned into mush. I felt my brain liquefying. It was just like, I'm like, oh my God. Like
it's because your brain is trying to process what somebody's saying and you don't understand it. I guess. It works for them. Hey, that generation paying for it, so.
All this stuff sounds the same, man. I was talking to somebody the other day. I was like, man, this generation is the same. Everything is the same. Avengers 2, Avengers 5, Fast and the Furious 14, The Lion King 17 and a half. You like, come on now, can we get some originality? I'm tired of seeing the same old thing. I don't want to see no more Spider-Man movies. I don't want to see no more X-Men and Iron Man movies. I don't want to see no more Hulk movies. We've had enough of those. I don't want to see no more Apollo Creed movies. I don't want to see Sylvester Stallone in no more movies. I'm tired of it. Can we get some originality, please? Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask? Some originality. Everybody got on the same clothes. I was on the bus one day. I was going to that Walmart on West Forest and 270. I seen 5 young guys, 5 young black males. 3 of them had the same pair of True Religion pants on, and the other 2 had the same pair of True Religion pants on. And I'm sitting there wondering, like, what's up with these young cats? Back in the day, if me and my homeboys went somewhere, we would not be wearing the same outfit. Matter of fact, we wouldn't even be wearing the same color. We would get on the phone. I still making a point. You get on the phone and call up your partner. You know, you go to the mall. Yeah. All right, what are we going to? We going to Jamestown? Okay, nigga, what you wearing today? Mm-hmm. Oh, you wearing dark green with some blue jeans with some white shoes. Okay, nigga, I'm wearing red. What that nigga Ryan finna wear? You be on 3-way. Nigga Ryan, what you finna wear? You finna wear some black, nigga. Cause I'm wearing red. So you can wear red, nigga, but don't be having on as much red as me. We had to coordinate what we was not gonna wear. So everybody could be original. It's like peacocks. It's like the male peacock. You know, the male peacock has its plume, its tail. The male peacock actually has its tail to attract females, and the more vibrant the tail, you know, the more he seems visually attractive to the female peacock. So I say that to say, gentlemen, especially ladies, stand out. Don't be the same as the next man or the next woman. Stand out and you won't get yours. Do something that ain't nobody else doing. Get into a business that ain't nobody else doing. Pick up some shoes that ain't nobody else wearing. Don't just get all the same thing. Don't keep buying the same Jordans that came out since 1983. Same old, same old, same old, same old. Let's get some different stuff going here, guys. This is just me. This is just me to you. You know, it's time to switch it up. Let's do something different. You know what I mean? All right. So in recent events, you know, there was a handful of school shootings within, I think, the past week or two. I think there was about 2 or 3 school shootings. Mm-hmm. Now, Donald Trump is talking about arming school teachers with guns in light of these recent events. Rebecca, how do you feel about arming teachers in the public and private school system? Do you think it's a good idea? Why or why not? Explain your case. Go deep.
It's contingent. When I was in school, and when I was in ROTC rather, we had M16 on hand.
They was real?
They were very real.
Were they loaded?
Not unless we were doing shooting practices. And this is in the middle of the hood. This is at Beaumont.
Hold up. Y'all actually got to shoot M16?
Yes.
With real bullets?
Yes.
Not blanks, just real bullets.
No, real bullets. This, a prime example, this one particular time we was getting ready to go. We was getting ready to go out to go shoot, and we had just loaded M16s. If anybody's ever picked up one, they are extremely heavy. Well, to my 16-year-old self, at or 12. They were extremely heavy.
Pretty heavy.
They were extremely heavy. So this one particular time we was getting ready to go out to go shoot, and one of the guys thought it was just an awesome idea to point the gun at somebody. And one of our ROTC instructors, just like, he came out of nowhere, snatched the gun from a flip it and popped him upside the head with the butt of the gun. But so I think it's a good idea for me. My opinion, I don't think it's a bad idea to arm teachers with guns as long as they are comfortable and properly trained, properly secure. All the safety measures and stuff like that are taken for a child not to be able to get the gun or have access to it. I think it should be just like surveillance at Ameristar. When I worked at Ameristar, nobody knew where surveillance was, nobody knew where they worked, and nobody knew who they were. We just knew they were on the premises at all times. I was aware of the kids and certain people, whoever they are, should not have access to it. Just the people who would need the guns if that time should arrive. I think it's a great idea, in my opinion.
What if it's the church? Should anybody in the church be able to carry as they please, or should only the pastor and the deacons be able to pack and carry? Or do you think that guns should be allowed in church period?
I think that if you have a license to carry, and as long as you have your preference licensure, you should be able to do what you want. Because I tell you right now, if I was a pastor, with the way this stuff going,
Hold up,
I'm going to have a couple weapons.
Oh my God, I wish I had a better setup, because I would have show cued that Meek Mill Amen beat. Boom, 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 boom. The packing pastor, boom, 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 standing at 5'4", boom, 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 boom. You know what? Rub out the wall. Like, praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Hallelujah.
Okay, look, I don't need your money. Collection is bullets. The bullets cost.
We will be having the church go to the gun range after service.
Okay, everybody feel free to go. Why? And why can't a pastor have a gun? There's no just cause as to why people try to hold teachers and pastors to a higher standard as to why they shouldn't. Jesus, if you read the Bible, Jesus wasn't no punk either.
Not Jesus. You talking about the same Jesus who could have called 10,000 angels to take him down and walk the cross? That Jesus?
This, as far as biblical purposes are concerned, he was not no punk.
Okay, biblical purposes, huh?
That's what it's saying. I don't know what else to tell you.
Trying to say outside the Bible ain't good?
I don't know.
Trying to say if I read outside the Bible, I'm a heathen? I'm a devil?
Brother, what are you talking about?
Talking about the Bible, sister. It has been used against us by the cracker.
You need help.
Anyways. So, Justin, man, what do you think? Do you think that teachers should be allowed to carry inside of the school?
Kind of agree with both of you guys. Like, since situations do happen, I believe they do need to, because you just never know what's going to happen. As long as they have a good background, they're properly trained. Yeah, why not? I mean, it's to protect our children. So, yeah.
I have mixed feelings about the whole situation, because on one hand, that's what you have security for.
Right.
To be able, and if you need to do that, you should be ramping up your security.
Right.
To have people patrolling the premises, and then, it's just like my job. My job, I'm not really technically allowed to do anything unless my life or somebody's life was threatened.
Right. According
to the force laws or whatever that are in place. Right. You know, so we work in close conjunction with the police. Now, granted, they not always the fastest to get down to your Metrolink station, depending on where you at. But to a certain extent, I feel like security should be your number one priority. I don't care if you gotta do like Joe Clark and put chains on the doors if that's what you need to do. You know, you should have, and you know, I think you should actually have like, you know how hospitals have public safety officers who are like one step below police officers. Right. I think instead of having like so much security guard, they should have like public safety. They are like right between police and security. So their force laws are a little bit different. They pretty much are police aside from like a couple hours worth of classes. So I think you should have more public safety officers who are at a particular location all the time. So these same officers can know the kids who come in, or at least the majority of the faces. You know, I might not recognize everybody who comes down to my Metrolink station, but for the people who I see every day, I pretty much know who they are. Right. So I feel like if you get some public safety security officers who know the kids and can be able to make sure that the property is safe, like inside and out. You know, you get people who make the daily rounds. You know, you walk up and down the stairs. You know, you walk in the hallways, and you should have people walking the hallways at all times. Now, granted, probably most people in the hood is packing, and that's probably why you don't never hear about a terrorist attack going down at Beaumont or Roosevelt, because niggas is probably already packing anyway. I do feel with enough training and safety and security, I feel it would be a good idea. But my main concern is if the colonizer, as old Gil in Black Panther say, if the colonizer get a hold to a gun and he feel like this child is being unruly, he feel like he want to just shoot. That's what I feel. So if teachers do have guns, maybe there's a central location. Maybe the guns are kept in like a lockbox or something to where they can not necessarily have it on their person, but in case something was to happen, you can go, you know, kind of like your home. You know, you got children, you're not going to keep your gun out where your children get it, but right. You know, you probably got it in a lockbox in a closet, so if somebody break into your house or something, you could unlock the box and then click, and then be able to handle your business. So I think it's a good idea, but I think it could have some horrible ramifications coming from white people in predominantly black schools.
Right. Not even thinking of it like that. I know people, I've heard people talking about that, like, well, they'll just use it on us just because they'll get and you know how shit is. So, yeah. One way to look at it.
Good, man. I just want us to just kind of look at all sides of the spectrum. Like I say, I think it's a good thing, but also at the same time, I could see how it could go, you know. I could look over a $500 car and be like, oh, okay, I could see where I could make money into it. And then once you actually get into the car, you're like, oh, man, I'm actually going to lose money on this project. I ain't going to be able to flip it. So, have either one of you heard about the first black women to own a NASCAR team?
I heard a little bit about it within the last couple days.
Her name is, let me see, according to blackenterprise.com, and this is just recent, her name is Melissa-Harville LeBron. And she is the first black woman to own a NASCAR team. And The article says that Melissa-Harville LeBron never imagined that her entrepreneurial pursuits and ambitions would lead her to make history as the first African-American woman to own a race team licensed by NASCAR. Harville LeBron, a 47-year-old single mother, raising her 3 biological children as well as her siblings' 4 kids, started her career in the entertainment industry as an intern at Sony Music in 2005. She launched her own music label while working for New York City Department of Correction office. Nearly a decade later, she suffered from a severe asthma attack that forced her into early retirement and inspired her to take the risk of launching a multifaceted entertainment company, W.M. Stone Enterprises, Inc. in 2014. The article continues on to say that she says her journey into auto racing began unexpectedly when she took her sons to a NASCAR experience event at Charlotte Super Speedway in hopes of deterring them from taking up such a dangerous hobby. Instead, the experience only piqued her son's interest and eventually led to her investing hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop her own team. She says, I got invited to a NASCAR experience and I brought my boy along thinking that it would discourage them from driving. She told Black Enterprise, but it did not work that way. They drove 149 miles an hour and 159 miles an hour during their first and loved every minute of it while she watched in awe. Nonetheless, seeing the passion and joy that her sons had for racing compelled Harville LeBron to want to help them follow their heart. However, as she explored the sport's history, she noticed its notorious lack of diversity. There were little to no drivers of color, let alone an owner, that motivated her all the more to fill the gap. She created E2 Northwest Motorsports under the umbrella of W.M. Stone Enterprises, Inc. The E2 Northeast Motorsports team became the first multicultural team to race competitively in NASCAR, with 4 Black drivers and Latino drivers, with 4 Black and 2 Latino drivers, 2 in the Camping World Truck Series, and 2 in the NASCAR's Wheeling All-American Series. 2 of the drivers are brothers and sons of old Gail, who owns the team. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. There's some other stuff. She ran her official race on February 16th of this year. One of her people came in 15th at Daytona International Speedway, which is actually pretty good. And she just basically wants to, attract a multicultural fan base. And she wants to teach children that, hey, basically you can do it too. Anybody want to chime in on this very inspirational Black woman?
No, I think it's awesome. I'm glad she took a risk.
Yeah, I mean, there ain't no reward without risk. I applaud her. I mean, you go through stuff like that, you just have to do something, I'm happy for her, it's a crazy story for real. One of those like miracle type stuff, magic stories, but that's awesome. That's a great story. You just gotta go for it. I'm very intuitive, so I've been getting that feeling anyway about just go for it. So I understand.
I think it's very interesting. She found something that she wanted to do and she invested in it.
Yeah.
And she's the first. That's what I'm saying. You gotta find a lane that nobody's in and exploit it.
Yeah.
It's more than one way to the promised land. Some people believe that Jesus is the way. Some people believe that Muhammad is the way. And some people believe that the almighty dollar is the way to freedom. But, whatever it is, As long as our end goal is the same, that's what we should be focused on instead of the path to get there. I'm happy for her. I really am. So happy. She doing there something that she loved, and especially having an asthma attack, which I'm pretty sure she could have died from. You know, asthma is something pretty serious for a lot of people. And then I don't know. I guess that was a life-altering experience for her, and she decided, like, hey, you know what? Let's just go out on a limb.
Yeah.
Let's go do something different. Took the boys to the track, and then they fell in love, and they started driving. And then she's like, well, they like it. And it was quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite, because, you know, a lot of times we get stuck in our head like, oh, well, I ain't finna do this, I ain't finna do this. Her original intent was not to own a NASCAR team. She was trying to take her boys there to discourage them from driving NASCAR.
Right.
And it had the opposite effect. So she like, well, shoot. If that's what they want to do, let me build a team around my boys. Right. Now she the first African-American owner ever in NASCAR. And she started her own team too. Did y'all notice that? She started her own team. She didn't be like, oh, please, let me be on Team NASCAR Netflix. Independent.
Yeah, I feel you.
She wasn't begging Shell or Chevy or Ford or nobody to put her on the ticket. Oh, let my boys race for you. She like, no. But let me be an owner. How much do I need to put in to become an owner for this team? She like, no, let me just start my own team.
It's crazy you say that, because there's a lot of stuff I see like that. The universe is signaling me to go. That's why I've been really thinking about, you know, because you can always get comfortable with what you do. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Any job there with the money, this, that. At the end of the day, you ain't doing what makes you happy. At the end of the day, you're gonna be miserable at the end of the day because you ain't doing it. But I am in a position now. I do know how to make tracks. I just gotta get to that studio. I'm gonna put something out. I'm gonna put that out, that Matter song. I'm gonna let you hear when we get up, let you hear it. But then I'm gonna, that album I'm about, I still wanna put that out. I wanna put videos out. It's gonna be very,
which one?
Me, Myself, and I. It's called Me, Myself, and I.
Yeah. That was the one. I listened to a few of your EPs, and that was the one I gravitated to.
Yeah, that would be original, because it's like nobody like Perfection.
Yeah, that's tough.
I want to do more music like that, for real. That's what I want to get learned and tempo and all that. But I can make some. Yeah, I can stuff. Man, you got to hear some of the stuff I do. Yeah,
go for it, man. Absolutely, go for it. Yeah, man, you pull something up.
Let me see.
You can definitely pull something up.
Matter of fact, I could do the Matter song off the beat I made. Most of the sound. I might just. I don't want to put this out there. Something for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because some of the stuff
Right, it ain't no problem, man. It ain't no problem.
But I could sing something for you. If you got a song.
All right, hold on. Let me put the music on pause. All right, brother, go ahead, spit something for us.
All right. The little song called "It's Alright." It's basically for everybody to do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Daily agenda, work, pay bills, slaving all night to pay for cheap thrills. Thank God it's Friday, the devil's a lie. How halos will lay low, drinks are held high. DJs cutting, blood on the dance floor. Roof on fire, ain't no water, let it burn. Nighty night sunlight, peekaboo sun. Party all night till it's all done. Deserve the party, hey, it's alright. Leaving somebody, hey, it's alright. I can do it with my mouth.
Yeah, buddy, Justin Larry, everybody. Justin Larry, everybody. That's what I'm talking about. Acapella, straight off the dome. No auto tune, no filters, y'all. That's a real artist. Somebody who's not afraid to do it a cappella, man. Because anything could happen when you singing or rapping a cappella. Anything can happen. You can mess up, your voice can squeak. That's the true test of an artist. Somebody who don't need no background vocals.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of singers like Tyrese. Mm-hmm. He can sing good, but I hear he will not sing without his background vocals in his tracks.
Yeah, I prefer just to keep it. Even like the way you listen, like the different people where they record. Kanye West, he just record on one single track.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All that. That's just how he want to record his. But yeah, it's just everybody do they, you know. But I feel you what you're saying. I feel what you're saying. Like if you spit some freestyle, you could just rap about being in her, whatever like that. You know?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you can't do that, you ain't an artist.
Not a good one anyway.
Yeah.
Not a good one.
Yeah, I love art. That's what I love to do. That's what my passion.
Artist, man, you a Sade fan, brother?
Yeah, it's crazy you say that. Yeah, I'm gonna be the next male Sade. That's what I was thinking about doing.
That's cool.
I love.
I Sade.
Love Sade.
Smooth operator. I just gotta keep that mellow tone.
It'd be like smooth operator, smooth operator, smooth operator. Smooth operator.
I can do the fossil. Smooth operator.
That's perfect.
Operator.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. She has a new song coming out for Ava DuVernay. If you're not familiar with Ava DuVernay, she is the brainchild behind the documentary on Netflix called 13th. Mm-hmm. Dealing with the 13th Amendment. So Ava DuVernay is a big fan of Sade. Uh-huh. And so she asked her to create a song for her new project. And the song she has, Ava DuVernay, according to Blavity.com, has a new project called A Wrinkle in Time. Mm-hmm. And basically, she asked Sade to do a track for her new So she tweets February 20th this year. Ava DuVernay tweeted. She says, "I never thought she said yes." She's referring to Sade. She said, "I never thought she said yes, but asked anyways. She was kind plus giving, a goddess. We began a journey together that I'll never forget. Proud to announce that Sade has created an original song for Wrinkle in Time. It's entitled Flower of the Universe, and it's a dream come true." And the article continues on to say, if you know anything about Sade and her meticulous method of releasing music, you know this is a huge deal, which it is. Sade is the GOAT of R&B, soul, jazz, Latin, combo, fusion, whatever. Sade is just, everything.
I didn't know that.
Beautiful, plus sounds good.
She won't let nobody use her sample.
Exactly. She's like Prince. Right. She's just like Prince. She's very meticulous about how she puts out music. So, Sade just don't come out and do a song for just anybody. Yeah. So, Sade is apparently a big fan of Ava DuVernay's work. And so she decided to do a song for her new project, which I think is ultra dope. Because again, it's Sade. That's a name. Now you see how Sade first came out, say 85-ish, mid-80s. 30 years later, people still have nothing but good things to say about Sade. People have nothing but good things to say about. When have you ever heard anybody say anything bad about Sade? I've never seen it.
Right.
I've never read it. Anytime you see her, it's beautiful. Everybody enjoys working with her. And Sade, you can just kind of tell through her music, she's got this, soul. Just a rare soul that probably won't come back and renew itself for the next couple generations. She's just that type of individual. And for her to make a song for Ava DuVernay, that's tight. I think that's crazy. What you think, Becky? Is this a big deal or not?
It is a big deal, just because of how Sade does music. I think it's gonna be dope. I really don't have much to say about it. But something I just learned that I did not know is her real name is Helen Folashade Adu. And her mom is English and her dad is Nigerian. And she was born in Nigeria.
Yes.
Did not know that.
That's correct. Sade just a stage name.
Right.
I mean, her name is Sade, but you know.
Right. It's part of her middle name. Her middle name is spelled Folasade.
Right.
So she just took part of that, and it means honor confers a crown.
That sounds wonderful.
I never.
I think it's gonna be dope. Whatever she do is gonna be dope anyway. I love all Sade's music. One of my favorite songs is "Ordinary Love." That's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, that "Ordinary Love." What else? What's my favorite? What's my favorite Sade song? One of my favorite songs of hers is Jezebel. Jezebel's fantastic.
Jezebel is good too.
Jezebel wasn't born with a silver spoon in her mouth. Oh man, that's that shit.
She said she wasn't, huh?
Wasn't. Probably had more than any of us. When she knew how to walk, she knew how to bring the house down. Yeah. That's probably Jezebel's one of my favorite songs. Then you got the saxophone, like bridge with the saxophone. Dope. What's your favorite song, bro? Sade.
Man.
One or two, your first couple that pops on top of your head.
She had a song recently, but I liked it wasn't recently, it was older. I forget, maybe a few years ago. When she came back out, and she just came out of nowhere and stuff. I can't think of it, but I like that. Sweetest taboo.
Sweet taboo, yeah.
You give me out, you give me the sweetest taboo. That's why I'm in love with you. Sweetest taboo. Yeah, buddy.
Sade, man, I don't think she came out with a song that I can say I just didn't like. Not one song. Right. I wasn't the last one of them.
I love Sade, man. She's just a beautiful spirit. That's the difference between her and Monique, because you could tell that she got a beautiful spirit versus Monique. Monique got a spirit of evil, and until she get up out that evil spirit, man, her career is done. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. And there's no racial bias, gender bias, weight bias. There ain't no type of bias. It's just straight facts. I could be out here at my job talking to people all type of reckless, but I know that I'm easily touchable, especially when you know where I'm at for 10 hours a day.
Right.
Outside in the same place, I'm easily touchable, but I'm not the type of person anyway. You can de-escalate a situation by talking to somebody.
Right.
I tell Cass to dinner, I be like, hey bro, you can't stand on that bench. Right on, thank you, appreciate it. Hey man, put that cigarette out for me, thank you. You be surprised. People cool with me. They see the same cats that see me outside of work. They can easily touch me, but they cool with me. I don't give you no, you don't give me no grind. Look, I don't give a damn if you do, nigga. You can't do that right here, homeboy. Go over there.
Right.
Do what you do. Right. Get your money. Can't do that right here.
Right.
Go over there. We cool. But I've seen other people who people have complained to me, be like, man, you know that security guard with the ponytail, woo, 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 woo. He don't know how to talk to people. He be calling all the time people motherfuckers and be cussing people out and stuff. That's why he quit. Because somebody was after him. Because he don't know how to. It's bad. That's why reputation precedes you. it's bad when people come to you or me and tell me like, hey, that security guard got a bad attitude.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I know which one you talking about. He do got a bad attitude. You right. The security guard that got shot at Wilson a year or two ago, he got shot arguing with a dude over a ticket. Why you arguing with a dude over a ticket? That, you know, that don't make no sense to me. None whatsoever. Why you arguing about somebody over a $2, $3 ticket? A $3 ticket is not worth my life. Nigga, I don't care if you got your ticket or not. That's on you, bro. If you gonna run the risk of getting on the train without a ticket, that's on you. But I ain't gonna get shot over it. I ain't gonna get shot over none of these cats. My goal is to go home. At the end of the day, if I'm inside of work, if I'm outside of work, my goal is to go home, and ain't none of these honkies gonna ensure that I'm gonna go home. So I have to make sure I go home myself. So you got to use wise decisions. That, and I don't want to fill out any paperwork. I don't want to do no type of paperwork. No. This is what happened at this time, featuring security officer David Landrum at the Del Mar Metrolink station on the westbound platform at approximately 2:37 p.m. Oh my God. And the gentleman had a gun. My God. I like the job. I just don't want to fill out the paperwork. Maybe there's an email we could send. Maybe we could do this over FaceTime. What happened? Okay, this is what happened. At 2:47, I responded to the train. I pulled dude off. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. Done. I don't do it like that. I want you to meticulously fill out paperwork. But whatever. But the good thing about my job, I don't have nobody looking over my shoulder. That's the main thing. Especially, you know, when you get to talking to other melanated individuals and you be trying to put other black folk on game, you be like, hey, bro, look, this is what we gonna do, bro. Blase, woo-woo-wah. This is what they out here doing, bro. So you gotta walk without whitey locks peeping around the corner. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I've seen it happen on more than one occasion. It'd be a group of black people sitting there talking, and then here come whitey locks peeping around the corner. Hi, what you guys over here talking about? Nothing important. We done talking now. Bye. Oh, we was just talking about you. Oh, really? Yeah, we want to know why every time we stand around and talk, you got to come over here and say something. That's what we want. Yeah, they'll be doing that, especially when you be like, yeah, what you see, white people have been oppressing us for the last 400 years. It seems like their ears perk up. Oh my God, I heard something about some racism. What's going on, guys? What are we talking about? Nigga, we talking about the Eagles game last night. Did you see that, mug? I switched up on you real quick. Nigga, did you see that Trailblazers game last night? That's what we talking about. Oh, yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I bet you did.
I had a white friend. He says that white people are nervous to talk about issues of race.
You know they
and racial biases. And this was a white friend of mine. He said they scared of, you know, of what to say. They are also scared of possibly getting punched in the face by saying the wrong thing.
Yeah, shout out to all the nosy white people out there. I love you too. It's okay. But if you're going to be nosy, I just want you to be nosy on everything. Just don't be nosy when you see a group of black people standing around talking. If you see a group of white people standing around talking, I want you to be nosy for them too, because them be the ones that be planning to shoot up schools, okay? So if you're going to be nosy, at least be nosy for the Asians, the Mexicans, the white people, the black people. Just be nosy for everybody. That's all I'm asking, white people. Can you do that for me, please? Can you do that for me? Just be nosy with everybody. Right. Be an equal opportunity snooper. Reminds me of This one supervisor I used to have when I worked at Walmart, white dude. His name was Jason or something. I don't know what dude's name was. But it was one of my black co-workers was talking to another black individual. And I don't know what they was talking about. This was some years ago. So dude comes in being the typical, stereotypical nosy white man. He got to come in and find out, I'm like, hey, what you guys talking about? Like, he over there eavesdropping. He don't even know what's going on. So when they lead a conversation, he goes up to my coworker and he kind of whispers to him like, hey, you short stopping too, huh? He looked at him like, man, no, if you don't get away from me. Like, short stopping as in had a little pecker, a little penis. So somehow the white supervisor, this is a true story, our supervisor, overheard the conversation, and I don't know what he thought that he heard. But when they left the conversation, he went up to my co-workers, kind of like, hey, so you short stopping too, huh? He's like, man, no, get away from me. Just why? Like, first of all, you know, ain't too many brothers out here short stopping. That's first of all. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, but it's true. Most brothers out here is packing some heat. All these brothers got these Desert Eagles out here, you know what I mean? Some niggas got some 38 snubs, but it's okay. It's not so much what you got, but it is the motion in the ocean. But why are you going to discuss with another man the size of your penis, or even imply something about the size of your penis to another man? They don't, you know, it's kind of...
It's weird.
Just tambourine, that's tambourine-ish. It's tambourine player-ish. Reminds me of this dude. I was at the Rock Roll last week, just chilling in the booth. Some random dude looked like he couldn't have been older than about 22. Just comes up to me. Just like I'm in the booth, dude looks like knocks on the glass. It's like, hey, yeah, you see that gal over there that I just got off the train with? Mind you, I'm not paying attention to you. I don't even know if I seen him get off the train. Half the time, I don't be paying attention. I just be looking just to make sure ain't nobody arguing, ain't nothing jumping off. I ain't too much tripping off of who getting off the train. So, dude, like, man, you seen old gal I just got off with the train? No. The one that I was hugged up with? No. And I'm steady trying to tell this man no. But for some reason, in some people's minds, no means yes. Please continue to talk about the stuff that I have completely no interest in whatsoever. Just like none. None. I'm cool. Leave me alone. I don't want to hear about your personal interests, especially when they don't apply to me. So this dude goes on and on and on. Oh, yeah, man, I went over her house today, and I got some sloppy toppy, and I'm finna go to her house tomorrow while her dude at work and smash, and I got the number. I'm like, I'm over here looking like Sharkeisha, just why? What in your brain feels like you have to, one, validate yourself through sexual acts, and two, why do you have to feel like you have to validate yourself to a stranger? I've never met this dude. I don't even know if I could ever say that I've seen this dude before. And for this man to just come up out the blue like, oh, old gal over there, I got some top and da-da-da-da, and you give me all this information that I don't necessarily want or need. So what do y'all feel about people who use sexual acts to try to validate themselves? Is it shallow? Is it superficial? Or is there something deeper that you think somebody is trying to hide by trying to validate themselves and then telling other people that they're having all of these sexual exploits so other people can help validate them in their existence?
Right, I agree with you. It's kind of like back in the days, they call it lying on your dick and saying you fucking all these girls just to myself. But yeah, I agree. I know people back in the days used to always, like, I used to be a little hoe back in the days, you know, like, as far as girl, whatever like that. You know, people slip up, whatever like that, do dumb shit. But as far as, yeah, I agree. Sometimes when you do too much, like, you at a certain age, you still out here. Like, I'm single, I do what I can't say too much about what I do. That's but what the thing is.
But you single, that's, you know. You know, you are enjoying yourself because you're single.
Right.
You know, right. So I mean,
but cats, when they like, they feel like they gotta approve it, or like all right. The girls on me. Yeah, right. That's kind of like, yeah. It's like, why you doing all this extra shit, bro? Like, we understand.
Like, that's what gets me. Like, if you're hoeing and going, do you? Right. But why do you have to tell me or the world about it? I don't know. It's kind of like being gay to me. Everybody's like, I'm gay, I'm gay. Right. Okay, you're gay. Good
Congratulations.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's to me, it seems stupid.
Oh, why announcing so much personal information? Yeah,
exactly. That's like, oh, I'm heterosexual. I'm straight. Everybody, I'm straight. Oh, hey man, look, I'm straight. Like, it's not necessary. Like, if you want to choose a certain lifestyle, you choose that certain lifestyle. That's fine. But why you gotta announce it to the whole world? You see what I'm saying? I think that's the only problem I have. I don't know. Becky, what do you think?
I just feel like maybe there's a situation where the person is trying to overcompensate for something, or you don't have any levels of self-esteem or self-superiority in other areas in your life, and this is the one thing that you feel that you have superiority over. So that's one of the one things that you brag about, because somewhere in your subconscious, either somebody told you, or that's how you feel about yourself, that you're not good enough in other areas of your life.
That may be trying to impress somebody else.
Right. I mean, because I feel like this real men don't have to talk about what they do. It's just what it is.
Real men don't play.
They don't have to prove to you. Shut up. They don't have to prove to you. They don't have to prove to you or anybody else what it is at all. And I honestly, like, when I heard about that situation, I was like, people still talk like that? And maybe because I don't, surround myself with people who talk like that. Because I feel like there's a level of immaturity.
Whatever it is, like this person doing this or whatever, all the stuff they do.
Right. You bragging.
Right.
On your dick.
Right.
Like, I don't know if you lying. Like, honestly, I just don't care. I'm kind of
keep it to yourself type shit.
Me being an Aquarius, I can be very antisocial. Well, I am very antisocial. I come around when I want to.
That's kind of I am.
I like people when I want to, but I'm perfectly happy, like, coming home to an empty house 98% of the time. It's quiet when I leave. It's quiet when I come home. I'm perfectly happy. I will go call up some people, smoke and drink and kick it for a few hours, and then after that, I'm back to my shit. Yeah. So, and that's kind of my whole thing with the young brother I was telling y'all about earlier. I know he kind of needs some guidance for some people to look up to, kind of work my nerves, and it's not so much him as it is me. But that's my own cross I gotta bear. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna complain, because he could be looking at somebody else, as a role model who's not as positive as I. So that's cool. But again, I don't have to validate what I do. I do it. I don't tell people that, what it is that I'm doing. And I'm not saying this to, like, I'm not saying this to brag in any way, shape, or form, but, like, I met the brother, I felt some sort of spirit about the dude, Because he asked me if I had any trees. I was like, yeah, I got some trees, you know, that I can let go for a certain amount, you know what I mean? So then I just end up meeting dude, and I talk with him. Then he end up calling me, and then, you know, I don't know, somehow I end up inviting him over to the house, smoking with the brother. Because, you know, me being a weed head, one of the ways that I reach out to people is through the herb. You know, you'd be surprised the conversations you have with somebody with a blunt or a joint. You know, what the natives would call a peace pipe smoke ceremony. You'd be surprised, you know, the type of, you know, stuff, conversation that you hear over a peace pipe smoke ceremony. And, you know, the brother, I don't know, he just kind of just started breaking down, just telling me his situation and stuff. So, you know, I gave him a little bit of weed. You know, hey, man, I know you trying to stay off the other stuff, so this kind of helps you a little bit. So here go a little bit of some tree to kind of mellow you out. You know, I had some extra food in the refrigerator that I was left over that I had cooked. Made it do a bowl. Hey, man, here you go. Take this with you. You know what I mean? He even called me, hey, Dave, man, I burnt up your bowl. I'm like, it's cool, bro. I don't want you to be mad at me. I'm like, I ain't gonna be mad, it's just a bowl. Like, yeah, I did want you to wash it and bring it back, but, you know, I understand due to his situation, he ain't got no dishes for real, he ain't really got no pots, hands at all, I don't think. So he had to do what he had to do, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying this to brag, I'm just saying it's like, you know, I help people. He's one of the individuals that I'm helping right now. I tried to help other brothers who have stole from me, you know, but I don't announce what I do. This is, you know, we run community programs, and I've been at this particular location for 11 years working in this neighborhood. Actually going on 12. It'll be 12 years this year. Since 2006, I've been working with the community in this neighborhood. And I'll talk about what I do because I just do it. I let my actions speak for me. I cut lots of stuff around here just off of my dime and my time. I cut, you know, the community garden up the street, little stuff like that. Pick up trash around the neighborhood. A lot of people think because you're not announcing it to social media that you're not out here putting in work. Well, no, that's not the case. It's people who are out here putting in work. I don't just talk about what y'all see on Facebook. I don't just talk about what I do, y'all. I'm here to tell you. I don't just talk about what I do. When you see me post all that stuff on Facebook, I'm really out here in these streets, man, working with our people, working for our people. But I don't have to announce what I do. There's no need for me to justify myself, and I guess it comes with a certain level of confidence, understanding. There's no need for me to justify myself to you as long as I know who I am. The truth don't need no explanation. Right. If you know that you can take Blippy Longwello and make $50 million with that moniker, you're not going to let somebody offer you $2 million. Hey, here go take, nah, I know I can get more than that. But you're not talking about, oh, well, you know, Sony or Arista or Dr. Dre or somebody didn't give me what I'm worth. You're not out here complaining about it. You know, the wise person be like, oh, okay, well, let me put them together for myself. If you really so-called love yourself, and maybe that's what the young brother's problem was. Maybe he don't have no self-love, so he trying to get outside influences like sex and, you know, other people to try to validate him and try to get into a place because the brother's probably lost. You know what I mean? But you don't have to talk about it. You can talk about it, but I would prefer you to be more about it. I prefer you to be more of a street soldier. It's one thing for you to be like, say you want to be like Killmonger, but you ain't out here on no revolutionary shit. Because if you think about it, Killmonger did what? Dude graduated high school at like 16, 17, then he went to some military academy, graduated from the military academy. Dude then went to like the Navy and then the Navy SEALs, and then so dude did a whole lot of training prior to going to Wakanda. You talking about years and years worth of preparation he did before he even thought about going to take over the throne in Wakanda. We got to be like them. Yeah. You got to put in the effort, man. You just got to go out there and go get it. If you won't, go get it. You might not know how to get there, but if you ask the right questions to the right people can help you. People put you in their life for a reason. I believe that you guys are in my life for a reason. This is like my best friend, man. I've been rocking with her for some years. And she would let me know if I was on some BS. She really would. That's a fact. But I can also call up, be like, hey, what you doing? We used to do this all the time. Hey, Becky, what you doing? Well, I ain't doing nothing. What's going on? Let's go to IHOP. Well, I ain't got no money. Don't worry about that. Do you want to go to IHOP? Yeah, I want to go to IHOP. Well, all right, cool. That's, you know what I mean? And she would do the same thing for me. Becky called me up. Hey, what you doing? I ain't got no money this week. Oh, don't worry about it. I got you. I feel that I feel like I was touched by you, man. Something that my spirit gravitated towards you, and we got you in the building today. I'm really glad that we got you in the building. We've been playing that Leon's Secret album in the background, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Let me see. What do we want to play? Rodeo, Naturalistic Observation. Let's go ahead and play that Justin Larry. We're going to turn up that Justin Larry real quick before we get out of here, y'all.
I'm flipping Lorello, JL gutter formally. And it's normal for me to think abnormally. All the way out the box, I ain't never thought formally. Money on my mind, gotta grind, get more for me and my family. I used to have women whore for me. I would encourage them with the game to get it orally, thoroughly into their brain.
You know what it is. Justin Larry in the building. Episode 14, or is this 15? One of these episodes of the Socially Conscious Singles Podcast. I done forgot what's old is this. 15, 14, whatever it is, it don't matter. It don't even matter at all. Y'all know what this is, man. So, Justin, man, appreciate you coming by, brother. How can the people reach you, man?
Yeah, that's a good question. So for now, you can reach me on Facebook, Justin Larry McKissick. I have a website that will be back up in a couple of weeks, justinlarry.com. It'll be up in a couple of weeks, maybe shorter than that. Then you can check out this actual album playing. You can buy the album from there. And that's it. And I got a song for some children coming out. I got a lot of projects coming out. It's just about me doing it.
That's right.
I gotta take what I'm earning.
Sometime like the present.
That's right. I mean, look, brother, you just do what you can when you can, and just build on it. You know, you get this little something here, then you get that little something there, and before you know it, you got you a whole setup. You know what I mean?
I'm already good. I just want fun.
Shit. Yes. Rebecca Lovin, Rebecca Quarles, R Quarles, Lady Q1502 on Instagram. How can the people who are trying to reach you, how can they reach you?
It goes for your broad too, and if she stay true through it all, I applaud you.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, I'm here now. I'm here now. How can people reach me?
How can the people reach you? Can they reach you online?
Sure. Or Lady Q1502 on Instagram, Arthur R. Quarles on Facebook. Facebook. That's about it. I don't have Snapchat. I don't have Twitter. I don't have any.
No Snapchat, no Twitter. I'm King David. You can reach me on Facebook at Dave Landrum, King David in the parentheses. You can reach me on Instagram at The Overweight Lover. That's the letter D, OVRWEIGHTLVR. Go out, support my Moore Lawns business page. That's Moore Lawns St. Louis. MOOR Lawns St. Louis, all one word. Like, comment, subscribe. Throw us some topics if you feeling frisky, man. We'll talk about anything, and hopefully we'll have some more guests coming in pretty soon. Let me see.
Nice having you, sir.
I thank you. Appreciate you for having me.
Sir.
I appreciate you.
We're going to have Rodeo Drive take us out, y'all.
This is actually episode 14.
This is episode 14. This is Rodeo Drive by Justin Larry, who is in the building with us right now. Leon's Secret. Go get that joint. You need it in your life. Socially Conscious St. Louis, episode 14. We out.